Hello. Welcome to today's episode of Crystallized Goddess, The Secrets of the Stones. It is a special video because there has been so much talk about Moldavite lately. There's been a huge uproar again about it, and a few years ago there was this big rush as well. So it became viral in like early 2021, and everyone could not get enough of Moldavite. And then as soon as they got it, sometimes they were like, holy cow, this is way too much energy. So I want to go over why Moldavite is needed. And so welcome. There is comments, so if you want to drop a comment, feel free to do so. I can pull them up, and I'm going to be doing this all with Moldavite and Meterite. Now, I actually sold out again. I'm currently making more jewelry, so reach out to me if you feel like you want a piece of jewelry or just a piece of Moldavite. I'm also going to go over Meterite. I do have some currently available of Meterite, but this is going to be why it's essential to have that yin and yang energy of the two. And so, welcome to today's episode. Let's pull it up. Ready? Let's add this to the stage. This is just an example of Moldavite. About 15 million years ago, something extraordinary happened. A massive meteorite struck what is now the Czech Republic. The impact was so profound that it liquefied the surrounding rock, hurling molten material into the sky. So, as it cooled and crystallized in midair, the gemstone was born called Moldavite. So, because of that huge meteor crash landing down, it created Moldavite. Moldavite is a type of tektite. It's a natural glass that is created by meteorite impacts. And a lot of people have questions on that. Why does it look like glass? Why is there bubbles in it or air pockets? Because it is a glass created by a meteorite, actually, which is so cool. So that impact is what creates the Moldavite. But unlike any other tektites, Moldavite is translucent and forest green, as you can see here in this picture, with a unique energy that sets it apart from every other crystal ever. It is potent and powerful, and it can definitely be intense. So, what makes Moldavite so incredible? There is so many things that come into it. And it's just not how it's made, but it's what it does. So it is the most amazing kind of formation. And not only that, but it is absolutely incredible. So the first time I held Moldavite, it felt like my heart was cracking open and it was like a lightning bolt of truth. And all this talk, I got into this way before it was viral, years and years before. And so it wasn't really explained to me when I first got it. And I was like, okay, this is amazing. I felt the power instantly through a case, actually. And I was like, I need this. And so that lightning bolt of just energy kind of like shot through me. And it is intense. It is the most intense 2 weeks of your life. It is a complete transformation of everything with you and your surroundings. And so it is a lot to take in. And the first time that I held it and that bolt of the lightning bolt of truth really changed me in so many ways. And yes, you might lose people that you really didn't expect to lose. There's so much transition and change is constantly happening with Moldavite, and it's a lot. It's a lot for people. I've never personally had to deal with somebody returning it, but I have had a lot of people reach out to me and be like, when does this get easier? And, once you survive those 2 weeks, it is like everything makes so much sense. It's crystal clear why you lost those people, why this broke down, or something happened, or you had to get a new car, or whatever just kept snowballing. It all adds up and it's like this big bomb of like, oh my gosh, this all needed to happen. And so it is intense. Many users describe it as intense, causing tingles, heat. It can also cause heart palpitations. That's why I always make a small piece of jewelry with it because it is quite intense. It gives you very intense, vivid dreams if you sleep with it. So if you want to do dream work, I highly recommend it. Maybe gear that towards the end of the 2 weeks. Take a break from it at night if you need that kind of like relaxation and breather. But after the end of the 2 weeks of that full, complete transformation, do some dream work with it, sleep with it, and it's really incredible how vivid your dreams are. And dream work is also another huge thing. You can get so much from your dreams. Moldavite is the stone of transformation. Let me add it back up here. The stone of transformation, shaking you out of your old patterns, and it is a fast track, very fast towards your soul's purpose. And it's not that gentle. So I will say if you are a little bit nervous, I would recommend more of a prophecy stone or Libyan desert sea glass. There is so much Libyan desert sea glass on the market that's fake right now, and soon I'll have some real ones, but just be really careful about that. There's so much fake. Um, but that is a more gentle approach to a life transformation. But I will say I recommend Moldavite for everyone. Even if you're not ready, it's like this whole entire experience that you need to experience. Not only that, but if you're ever doubting the power of crystals, having a piece of this beautiful Moldavite right here will never make you doubt the power of a crystal again. It is that absolutely incredible. So it will shake you out of those old patterns, and it's a fast track towards your soul's purpose. It is not gentle, it's cosmic evolution, and it is glassy green amazingness. And it's going to change your life for the better. And so let's go into why is it such a trend right now. So again, a few years ago, in like early 2021, somebody made a TikTok of it and it really got viral. And so everyone was like, oh my God, I need Moldavite. And that's really when it started, or I started seeing it a lot on the market as Moldavite, but it was fake Moldavite. And there was so much going around all of a sudden. And I have yet to see, well, prior to 2021, I don't think I saw any fake Moldavite on the market ever. So that's pretty crazy that all of a sudden it was getting up everywhere. Now, real Moldavite comes from the Czech Republic, and I really stress to you how important it is to know your source and know that's coming from there. Um, all mine does come from there. And so just be really, really careful. If you have a piece and you're not sure, feel free to send me a picture because there is so much fake Moldavite in the market. But that being said, why do people want it? Well, it has this crazy energy, and it is also one of the most controversial crystals because it is a lot of people are like this destroyed by life, and so it's got a kind of like a negative and a positive attached to it. And so that's why I'm going to go in a little bit later as to why I think meteorite is definitely needed to give that yin yang energy and balance it out. Now, there was TikTok clips and Moldavite testimonials, and there was like collectors showing it, and so it got really, really huge. And then it kind of died down for a little bit because I think a lot of people got it or they got fake ones, and so it just died down. Now it's back in uproar. Everyone wants Moldavite again, which is good because honestly, this year has already had so many big transitions and changes. And for everyone, like the astro shifts and the solar eclipses and everything that's been going on in this year so far, I mean, we're not even that far into it, but so much has happened. Moldavite will help you with balancing out what is happening in the world and happening with yourself and all around you. And once you have it on past those 2 weeks, it's not going to rapidly just keep changing. It just opens up your sense of truth and knowing. And it's really helpful because you can look at people and it's kind of like that, uh, what is it called? Not a reflection, but you can see the truth in what they're saying very clearly. You can see the lies, you can see the truth, you can kind of sense their energy in a different level. You can feel their vibration. It's like, oh, that's bad, or oh, that's good. And so Moldavite is awakening and in tuning you to like even new people that you meet, and it will help you with that stage in your life too. So people don't just want Moldavite, they chase it because it's known as a catalyst for the spiritual awakening and for deep shadow work. It is one of the deepest shadow work crystals out there. Let me add it back to the stage. So it is the major life changes. It is, and let's be honest, uh it is really crazy. It's really intense. It's a born gemstone that also unlocks the universe inside of you. And so a lot of people will use this as a tool. And I've only seen so much good come of this stone. And so, yes, it does sound scary. Those 2 weeks are kind of intense, but there is so much good. And it's like such an awakening experience that you will never forget. And also, it is so awakening in every way. Finding out the truth in people, finding out all these things, you'll find so much. And so that is why people want it so badly. It really is so awakening. Your third eye is just like beaming with light. And sometimes I would pair it with things, and I will go over that in a little bit. The meteorite, pairing it with pyrite or herkimer, anything that can amplify it, but also like electrify it, is so amazing. So, the price of the cosmic power. It is extremely rare. Don't be buying something that is super duper cheap because there is no way Moldavite should ever be so cheap. It is expensive. It is Moldavite. And the way that it was created is rare and not like everyday occurrences. And so if you're buying something that is, a Moldavite ring and it's like $10 or $20 or even 30, the chances of that being fake are very, very high. There's so much fake Moldavite on the market, it's not even funny right now. And I did not get a picture of it. I don't have a picture of it because I've never owned any. But there is a lot, and so I am also here if you ever want to see if your Moldavite's real. It should have bubbles in it. It should have bubbles in it. It shouldn't be super glossy and flashy. So there is, that also the other thing, and that was what I was getting a lot when people were buying it a lot. They were like, why is there air bubbles in it? And, this is glass, so it's going to happen. There is only one true thing about, well, source of Moldavite, and it is from the Czech Republic. Mining is extremely limited and supplies are dwindling. And so fakes are coming out there, and this is why, they're faking it, because they can make so much money selling something that is just glass, that is man-made. They can make millions of dollars off of it, actually, and it's really sick and it's really sad. And this is not the only crystal that they do this with. They love to do this with rare crystals like citrine and so many. So it's not like it's uncommon. It's common nowadays to, lab make a mineral. And so there's also that aspect. And for me, I don't ever want to, I don't like selling man-made crystals in general. And if I do, I always let people know. And a lot of people don't do that. And a lot of people don't even know that what they bought was fake. So always double check your sources. Always make sure that you're not getting ripped off. So that's that. Now, there's a lot to tonight's video, but so yes, there's more. I'm checking the comments. Okay. But Moldavite's story does not end here, because with every cosmic yin, there must be a grounding yang. And that is where meteorite comes in. Woo! After this break, we are going to talk about meteorite. So I'm going to show a few commercials and I'll be right back.
Don't drown. Subtle, not weak. Don't drown. Rocking the stream. Don't drown. I've made my decisions. We're just saying this.
Okay, so don't forget this is on YouTube as well as Facebook. You can YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube, Crystallized Goddess. There is every episode of The Secrets of These Stones on there in order. I think this is about the 10th or 11th one. And so they're all different episodes, all learning segments. And so you can watch all of these and just learn for free and expand your mind. And I also would love input and comments. So, yeah, that is there. Please like, subscribe, and share to the YouTube and, of course, Facebook. Now that we have, where did I put my meteorite? Oh, shucks. The one thing, oh, it's right here. Okay. Now, the yin yang energy of Moldavite and meteorite. Oh my goodness. If you know, I love to pair the two, so much so, because yes, Moldavite is intense and really, really crazy. So having that yin yang energy actually helps balance it out. So you are more awakened, you kind of see it. It's not as intense of an energy. I also like to pair it with Herkimer diamonds. Herkimer diamonds can amplify it, but also ground you. So it's really good to keep yourself balanced while going through this transition, this change, and all this stuff happening. So here is a piece of meteorite. Now I wrapped it in copper because copper does amplify it, and I do have so many pieces of meteorite available currently. So this is meteorite. Look at how beautiful it is. Oh, I love it. So, Moldavite is the high frequency chaos of cosmos. It is heart centered, transformational, and wild, but without grounding, it can burn. It can be brutal. It's kind of like if you remember one of my favorite decks. Well, it's like, I favorite in a way of it is spot on, accurate, and intense, but that is the Rebel deck. If you've been with me for a while, you know what I mean. It is like in your face, wild, and sometimes you gotta put it away. That is Moldavite. So it burns too bright at times, and it is very accurate, but it feels overwhelming sometimes. Moldavite alone can be very overwhelming for people. And so this is exactly why this beautiful piece of meteorite is needed. Look at that beauty. This is a nice chunk right here too. Now meteorite you can find in other locations. I like to get mine from the source where the Moldavite was made. Meteorites are actual space metal. This is space metal. And without the meteorite, you literally can't have moldavite because, again, the meteorite falling from the sky lands on the earth, and with that compaction, creates the moldavite. So without meteorite, there would be no moldavite. And that is the yin yang energy of meteorite and moldavite. And that's why I think it is crucial, and we shouldn't just be selling moldavite without letting people know that meteorite needs to be hand in hand for it to have an even balanced energy. It is key. It is so important. I always recommend it. And sometimes people just want moldavite, and that is completely fine. But I will never not say why I think it's important to have meteorite. So it's always important. So it is actually space metal, and it is pretty important. It provides a stabilizing counterpart to your moldavite. That iron meteorite, for example, roots your energy. It is extremely grounding and helps kind of get that message of moldavite a little bit softer. So it's not so in your face, like everything's just kind of crash burning all around you. Moldavite and meteorite is not as intense. So together they create a power of the yin yang balance. The moldavite awakens you, and the meteorite anchors you. See why it's so needed? One opens the stars, and the other one brings you safely back to Earth. Ah. So let me put the moldavite up here. So that is the one that kind of opens you up to the stars. And then the meteorite is what brings you back to Earth. Look at that. They're so beautiful together, too. Together, they create the perfect yin yang energy, the perfect balance. Don't forget to drop a comment if you want to, and I can pull it up on the screen or answer any questions. Just saying. So using Motivate without meteorite is like blasting off of a rocket without a landing pad. When used together, it's spiritual alchemy. It's literally like going to somewhere out of space and not having that safety net, not having any safety net. And so it is so crucial. So whether you're drawn to motivate for love or destiny or divine disruption, anything at all, remember this: transformation without grounding is chaos. This star gave us both the fire and the foundation. All you have to do is listen. Okay? That's it. And so I will continue to make moldavite and meteorite jewelry, give you guys that balance. But again, it's up to you to make that step. It's up to you to put it together. And so yeah, that's the video tonight. Moldavite can definitely awaken a side of you that's a little bit scary at times. And sometimes it is a thin veil of energy. So if you feel like you have a darker person, or you feel like you have a spirit following you, it can intensify that and they can be more attached. And so if you are working with the dark side of things and you have moldavite, that is more so the cases where people actually go crazy and they have all this dark energy attached to them even more. So if you are working with anything on the darker end of it, be very, very careful. And also, I still do recommend having the meteorite so it's not as intense. If you're working on clearing out any dark energy, this will also work really well, but you still really want to have that yin yang energy. All you have to do is listen, and that's it. This is the perfect match right here. If you have any questions at all, even after this video, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Again, drop a comment, check out the YouTube, check out Facebook. I hope that you guys learned a lot and had a beautiful time at this episode of Moldavite and Meteorite. Stay tuned for next week when we do another learning segment. Bye!